Philadelphia Eagles fans, training camp is just around the corner. As a matter of fact, I think it's about 7 days away. So get excited. Beautiful people, what's good? Make sure you guys smash that like button and also make sure you guys subscribe to the channel if you're new. Man, training camp is upon us. Training camp is about 7 days away, and I couldn't be more ecstatic to see these players in action. You know they're going to be streaming a lot of a lot of the drills that they're going to be doing. They're not going to show us any plays per se, but we're going to see a lot of team scrimmages. I know the Philadelphia Eagles are supposed to have scrimmages between the Miami Dolphins and the Cleveland Browns, when we faced them during the preseason. But, what should fans expect? First of all, for this season, fans' expectations are through the roof. And is that to be expected? Yes. When you think about all the moves the Philadelphia Eagles have made in this offseason, why shouldn't the fans be excited? Why shouldn't fans have high expectations? Now, should they be realistic in their expectations? Sure. But they should still remain high. And that's the thing. This training camp is really going to tell us a lot about where this team is and how they're going to approach this season. There are a lot of position battles going on, whether we want to accept it or not. This may be the most secure team that we've had in a long time. And what I mean by that is there aren't too many positions where you can say, I'm not sure if he's the starter. There aren't many positions on this team like that anymore. We've always gone into training camp with a handful of position battles, right? But for the most part, the position battles only exist in maybe maybe two position groups, if that. And that's the safety position and potentially the linebacker position, potentially. But I think for the most part, it's that safety position. You have guys like Marcus Epps who needs to stand out. Anthony Harris, who needs to show that he still has his legs under him. Kavon Wallace, a guy who needs to show a flash, or he's going to be kicking the bucket. Jaquaski Tart, a guy who was brought in, a veteran who has a lot of experience, a lot of playoff experience, a guy who's still trying to show that he can get it done as well. Then you have these young guys in the cornerback room like Zach McPherson, Tay Gowan, Kerry Vincent Jr., Mac McCain, Josiah Scott. You have guys like that, Josh Joe, Mario Goodrich. All those guys are trying to make a name for themselves to probably earn themselves a spot and potentially a dime package. In the nickel package, you're going to see Slay, Bradbury, and Maddox. But if one of those corners can stand out and become the fourth cornerback on the roster and that they use in a dime package, or potentially if Slay or Bradbury or Maddox get hurt, who's going to be the first man up, out of that cornerback group? Will it be Zach McPherson, Tay Gowan, Kerry Vincent Jr., Josh Jobe, Mario Goodrich? We don't know, but it's going to be competitive, to say the least. But, for the most part, this roster is pretty set. Ultimately, the story of the offseason has been Jalen Hurts, and it's going to be really interesting to see how Jalen Hurts conducts himself in training camp. I have no doubt he'll conduct himself like a professional, but on the field, I'm curious to see what their targets are going to look like. And what I mean by that is, how are they going to attack Jalen Hurts' training camp, to be specific? Are they going to focus more on, throws across the middle? Are they going to focus more on getting guys open deep? What's their game plan for this training camp? What's the plan of action to find out or to test where Jalen Hurts is? And let's be frank about it. We're not really going to know where Jalen Hurts is until the season starts. And I want Jalen Hurts to be successful, but he has a lot riding on this season. And fans should expect a lot, or rather, fans should have high expectations, but they should also try to keep them as realistic as possible, because although Jalen Hurts has to have a great year passing, we have to keep in mind that this team has to remain balanced, and this team is more dangerous balanced than they are being one-sided. We show that we can run the ball on anybody. That's a fact. We led the league in rushing. But now we need to show that we can pass the ball against anybody, and that's where the pressure is on for Jalen Hurts. That's where the pressure is on for Nick Sirianni. How creative can Shane Steichen and Nick Sirianni be on his offense? You have a lot of guys that's talented, a lot of guys with speed, a lot of guys who know how to get separation and who are game breakers. And there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to get any one of these guys open on any given Sunday or any given Monday or Thursday night. And then another thing on the defensive side, I'm curious to see how Jonathan Gannon attacks the linebacker position. What is it? What's his package is going to be, especially on the defensive line. How is he going to use Jordan Davis? What's his plan of action for Milton Williams, Fletcher Cox, and all those guys, man? Can Nakobe Dean beat out a Kazera White at some point or a TJ Edwards? We know what Hassan Reddick is going to do, but overall, I'm curious to see how things pan out for this team in training camp. And I'm going to be honest. As much as we want this team to have a good training camp, you can't rely solely on it to be the barometer or the gauge for where this team is. Just how we can't put too much stock in OTAs, you can't put too much stock in controlled scrimmages or controlled practices. Jalen Hurts is a quarterback that's more so better judged during game speed because of his play style. But overall, Jalen Hurts has to show that he can stand in that pocket and deliver the pass. And if he's making strides in training camp, then that makes everyone feel a lot better. But overall, we won't know what we're getting until the season starts when we meet the Detroit Lions, and then the competition gets a little stiffer with the Minnesota Vikings. Overall, this schedule is really favorable, and I don't see why Jalen Hurts can't take advantage of it. I don't see why this team or this coaching staff can't take advantage of it. The roster has gotten significantly better. The schedule has gotten more favorable, and you have another year with the same regime at coaching and pretty much the same regime when it comes to personnel. So training camp is around the corner. I'm excited. You guys should be too. I'm not trying to kill your vibe or be pessimistic. I just want you guys to understand the reality, and that is, regardless of how it goes down, Jalen Hurts has to get it done. And this is the year because he's going to be due a contract soon. And at some point, he's going to ask for his coins. How much he'll ask for remains to be seen. But knowing Jalen Hurts, and I think he understands his limitations and where he is as a player, I think he'll take a contract that's more favorable or suitable so he can keep talent around him. But I'll leave it at that. I kind of went off on a tangent, but training camp is essentially here, you guys. And these young guys, we got a lot of talent on this team. And as much as we like to think it, TJ Edwards needs to watch his back. Nakobe Dean is right there. Guys like, Zach Pascal and Jalen Reagor and those guys, they need to watch their back. You know what I'm saying? Nothing's guaranteed. Everything still has to be earned. But the team is in a great space entering training camp. I'm not sure how long these guys are going to be on the field. We know Nick Sirianni and those guys value classroom time more than grass time. I don't understand how that works, but look, I'm not going to complain too much. At the end of the day, we're getting that much closer to week 1, to the NFL season opener. And it's straight like that. I'm your humble host, Tone DeShields II from Chalk It Up Sports, where no matter if we win or if we lose, we just got to charge it to the game. One love, stay humble, stay healthy, most importantly, stay hungry.